All right, so in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to install the template and the two indicators that's available to download in the resources folder under this video. So once you've downloaded them, please put them in a separate folder. Just create a folder on your desktop, call it Mastering MT4, and put those indicators in this folder. Right, now please don't try to open the files because that's not going to work. Okay, it won't be able to open the files. You can just download them and put them into a separate folder. Once you've put them in the separate folder, I want you to go to, you'll see that you get the autotrendlines.ex4, support resistance plus trendline.tpl, that's a different file type, and then you get the support resistance.ex4. So there are two AX4 files and then one TPL file. So the first thing you want to do is, let's do the EX4 files first. So you want to just hold Control in and select the two EX4 files, right click, you click on copy, and then on your MT4 platform, you're going to go File, Open Data Folder, you're going to go to MQL4, Indicators, and here you're going to right click and paste. Now, for me, it's going to say they already exist. Do you want to replace them? I'm just going to say no. But this is where you're going to paste those two files inside your indicators folder on MT4, right? So now, once you've done that, you're going to go back. I'll just close that down. You're going to go back to the folder, the Mastering MT4 folder, and now you're going to select and copy the TPL file. This is your template file. So you're going to copy it, right-click and copy it. And then you're going to go back to MT4 and you're going to go to File, Open Data Folder, and you're not going to go to MQL4, just like there's two folders below that MQL folder, you'll see there's a folder called Templates. You're going to double click on that, and here you're going to right click and paste, and again it's going to say it already exists. You're just going to paste the TPL file under the templates folder. Right. Now once you've done that, you've put the indicators and the template in the correct folders, you now need to activate it. Okay, so to do that, you need to make sure that your navigator box is basically the box where it shows you all your accounts, your indicator. Let me just collapse this so you can see what it looks like. It will show you your indicators and your experts. So if you expand that, it will list all the indicators you have in your indicators folder. Now here, you're going to just place your cursor here in a blank space. You're going to right click and you're going to click on refresh. Right, now that you've refreshed it, those files will now be available to select from the drop-down menus. Okay, so there's two ways of doing this. You can either, let me just quickly show you, if I just go to the $yen here, this way is to manually add them to your chart. So if you go to Insert, you go to Indicators, you go to Custom, because these are custom indicators, they're not standard MT4 indicators. We had to insert them manually into the indicators folder. So that will be under the custom indicators. Okay? That will be the same if you go online and you download any other fancy indicators, you're going to insert them exactly the way I showed you. You're going to go to refresh, and then the indicator you will be able to find under custom, okay? Under the custom indicators. So if I go to the auto trend lines, you first need to go to the common tab. You always have to make sure that the DLL imports box is ticked. And then you click OK, and you see calculated the trend line, so it will add the trend lines here. Obviously, we're not going to change the background here or get rid of the grid in this case. I'm just showing you how to manually add indicators that you've just put inside your folder. So that's the auto trend lines. The other indicator is the support resistance indicator. So let me just find that one quickly. Again, make sure you go to the Common tab, allow DLL imports, and then click OK, and then you'll see it will draw these support and resistance levels See this blue line and the red line? That's a blue line is a support level. The red line is a resistance level. So that's how you would manually add an indicator to your chart. But remember, I've showed you that I've made some changes to the background. You can see the colors look completely different to this one. So if you want it to look exactly like mine, you just load the template. So you're going to find the support resistance plus trend line template, and you're just going to select it, and it will automatically load those two indicators as well as the background colors. It's going to automatically do that. Just look how beautiful this bounces off the resistance area and found support again here on this blue area. Okay, so that's how you're going to do it. So if you want to edit the indicators, if I just go, we're going to right click, you're going to click on indicators list, and then you're going to select one of the indicators that you would like to make some changes on. Say, for example, we want to change the support and resistance, some settings. First of all, you want to see what settings are available and whether you want to play around with some of them. So the vertical line width is 5, okay? And the minimum touches to show is set to 3. In other words, it needs to hit this level at least 3 times before it will recognize that as a resistance or a support level. Now, if you want to have a stronger support or a stronger resistance level, you're going to increase this number to 5 or 10 or whatever level you would like to have as that setting. But 3 is the default setting, and there's nothing wrong with that setting. Okay, so this is how you're going to edit your indicator settings. Okay, so the default settings that I gave you, again, that's good enough. You don't have to play with that. The other setting is, if you go and edit again, you'll see that there's a color scheme, which is set to auto at the moment. If I change that to dark, and I click OK, see, it will just make the level really dark. If you have a black background, you want to change this to light. Okay. But with a white background, both of them is going to look pretty good. Okay, so if I show you on one where we haven't loaded the template yet, or with the white background, and I just manually add the support and resistance indicator, if I just click on allow DL imports and OK, remember what I showed you just previously, it was exactly the same thing, right? You can only see a very thin blue line. You don't get that thick band to show you where the zone is, the support or resistance level zones are. It's just the line. So if you want to change that, and that's obviously if you prefer a black background, you're going to edit this indicator. You're going to go to the Inputs tab, and then here, the color scheme, you're going to change that to light. Okay, and if I click, now you can see the band. Okay, so it's really important to know how to edit your indicator, but more importantly, you need to understand what the settings mean and what they do. If you're not really sure, you can just play around with them, change the values, and see what it looks like when you click OK. All right, so that is how you're going to install indicators. Again, this goes for any indicator that you download. If you want to download an indicator, remember you can't manually open the file. You have to take that downloaded file and copy it as it is and paste it inside your MT4 platform under the correct folder. So an EX4 file, apart from the expert advisors, the expert advisors will not go, so the EAs, I highly recommend you stay away from EAs, but if you do have an EA, you're going to go to Open Data Folder, go to MQL4, and instead of going to indicators, you're going to go to experts. So here you're going to paste your expert advisors. Okay. Now you do get some, like a calculator. I have a lot size calculator that helps me to calculate how big I should trade to risk only say 1% of my account. I'll quickly show you how that works. It is available as one of my courses here on Udemy. But just to quickly show you, if I here under the navigator, if I just collapse this indicators and I extend the expert advisors tab, You can see I play around with a lot of different ideas here on the EA. So this is the lot size EA. I drag that up. And I say, well, something else is already on there. Yes, I do want to change it. I just click on allow live trading, allow DL imports. I click OK. And here you'll see that this is my lot size calculator. So if I want to risk 1% of this, this is just a demo account because we will be opening and closing trades for demonstration purposes. But if I want to say, I see I'm on a resistance level here, and I want to take profit at a support area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want to sell. But first of all, you need to have your auto trading button ticked on, right? On MT4, this auto trading, if you have an expert advisor running, you always have to make sure that you have a smiley face here in the right-hand top corner. Okay? If it's a sad face, it means something is not switched on. So if I click on auto trading, you'll see that little sad face is turning into a happy face. That means it's now working. Okay. So if I want to short this and I click on sell, it's going to draw these two lines, which is the SL stands for stop loss, obviously, and the TP stands for take profit, and the RR stands for my risk-reward ratio. In other words, how much bigger is my take profit compared to the risk I'm taking? So if I move my stop loss to, say, the highest point before it started to reverse, and I move my take profit to the support level here, it will tell me that my profit target or my risk-reward is 1.4. That means that my profit potential is 1.4 times bigger than my risk. And the risk I want to take on this trade is 1%, right? I just want to risk 1% of my account. If I now click on execute trade, it will automatically calculate how big I should trade. You can see the size, 5.3. That's the lot size. In other words, how big I'm trading. Right? How big am I trading? I didn't manually kind of figure that out. I just have a calculator that tells me that I will lose 1% if I'm wrong. So if I take my cursor over here, this dotted line, you can see that it says profit minus 890. That's 1% of the account. Right? So instead of manually trying to work this out, there are some tools that can make your life a lot easier. This is one of them. You also get some websites online that's free. Where you can just type in, you can manually work out, you just have to manually type in the values and it will tell you how big you should trade. But this is a crucial tool in your trading once you start to implement strategies and you get serious about trading. Okay, so, but anyway, the point of this exercise was just to show you that if you do have an expert advisor, you're going to put it under. You're going to go to File, Open Data Folder. You're going to go to MQL4, Experts, and this is where you're going to paste it. Okay. So I'm going to close this trade. Okay. So this is how you're going to insert your indicators, your templates, where you're going to pay, how you're going to activate them. And if you do have a template with a bunch of indicators and with the perfect settings, say for example, I want to add this calculator now to the standard template, I can just resave it. I can say save template. I don't have to save it under a new name. I can just click on support resistance trend line plus trend line TPL and click on save. It says it already exists. You want to replace it. I say yes. And now the next time when I bring up this template, resistance plus trend line, it will automatically now include the lot size calculator as part of that template. Okay, so templates are really, really useful. If you have different strategies and they have different indicators, then you can just save the template and you name the template, or you just take the strategy, the name of the strategy, and you just call it that. So if you want to pull that up, you just load the template for that particular strategy and it will automatically save all the settings and the indicators for that particular strategy. Very useful stuff. All right, so in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to open and close trades manually, or how to place pending orders, how to move your stop loss manually, how to move your take profit manually, as well as obviously how to close your trades.